Hi, I'm Nico Valenzuela and this is Pixel Peeps PH. So today we're reviewing the new Tamron SP 10-24 f3.5 to 4.5. The full name includes DI2, which means it's for APS-C cameras, VC for vibration compensation, and HLD, which is the new motor for the new Tamron lenses. This is actually the first of the HLD system, which we'll probably expect to come out for the newer Tamron lenses to come. Now, if you would have known me from previously, you would know that Tamron lenses are very close to my heart. I've reviewed a lot of Tamron lenses, but it's interesting to know that for the first review of Pixel Peeps PH, we're reviewing the next version of the first lens that I ever reviewed, which is a 10-24mm of the older generation Tamron lenses. So what is this lens for? Obviously, I'm doing this because I'm a landscape photographer and this is basically our bread and butter. It's also good for architecture, for cityscapes, and of course, our usual creative shots. Now, let's go from the exterior to the interior. Let's talk about this new design for this kind of lens. The old one showed the old look of the Tamron lenses, while this one showcases the typical look of the SP lenses. And if you'd ask me, I find this very sexy. Matte finish, moisture resistant, and this thin matte silver line that makes it look very interesting. On top of that, if you look at the bottom, you can find some sealing over here, which gives us a clue that this would be more weather resistant as the older lenses. And of course, the glass itself. The glass is supposedly fluorine coated, which would mean that it would be water resistant, meaning that if you're shooting seascapes and some waves crash, if your camera survives, then definitely your lens would survive. At the same time, a few sprinkles of water would not hurt your shot, as they would gently slide down to the bottom of the barrel. Now, one thing that's new about this, as compared to the older Tamron ultra-wide angle lens, is that there's not much motion in zooming in, which means that the moving parts are smaller and there's less room for any dust to get into the main barrel. That means more protection for the lens. Now, VC. The old one did not have VC. It's not as common for ultra-wide lenses to have VC or image stabilization, but it's good to know that you have it sometimes, because you know it's not really as fast as the usual prime lenses of Tamron, like the 35mm 1.8, but then it also features VC that allows you to lower your shutter speed a bit when you're shooting in low light conditions. And as for HLD, well, obviously we can expect better focusing than the older lens. So first we'll show you some of our initial shots with the lens. Typical cityscape, not facing the sun. We just want to show you the details basically. And if you can look at the details in this photo, well, see for yourself. Next, I want to show you what I call the drop test. Well, no, I did not drop the lens. In as much as I'd like to show you that, we don't have another lens to test. However, I do the drop test to see how well it would focus handheld, and at the same time, I did this shot facing down in order to show you the distortion of the lens. It would be good to show you verticals at the same time. If you look at the diagonal lines on this photograph, you can see how there is rarely any distortion that's bothering your lines. Now I'd like to show you the photos taken during the landscape test. Well, in this case, the cityscape test. With this, I'd like to show you the capacity of the lens in shooting against the sun. As you know, many lenses focus well, they produce great images, but then when you shoot towards the sun, it gives a bad flare. Now, I took this photo atop a condominium complex that shows a very good view of the Makati city skyline. Behind that would be the sun. And as you can see, I promise I did not delete any of the details because I'd like to show you that there is no flare, no unnecessary, no unwanted flares that can ruin our composition. Lastly, the walk around test. Well, this is basically just me walking around with the lens, and I wish you could have joined me with this. But basically, this is me looking for other things to shoot. People, like for this one, for example, where I'm looking down from a mall, showing people moving and riding escalators while one stays steadily at the center of the frame. Now, I'd like to show you a print, however, it's not possible to do it now, but basically, I just want you to appreciate the image quality. Now, lastly, of course, I'd like to show you more of what I did with it, and I would, of course, test the lens with what I love, and that's just shooting nightscapes and cityscapes. So, here are a few photos I took with the lens. So for my impression of this lens, basically, as I said, looks sexy, use it on a nice DSLR camera or a mirrorless for the Canon series, wherein you can just attach it with an adapter, and good focusing, great VC, great look on the glass, which gives us more security that it won't get corroded, and of course, I think it's a great update for the Tamron SP lineup. It's actually well overdue. We've been waiting for an update for that lens for maybe 5 years. So check it out on the Tamron Philippines page. And that's it. Thank you for watching the first review of Pixel Peeps PH. If you have any questions, suggestions, violent reactions, just leave them in the comment section. We promise not to block you if you say anything bad. Don't forget to follow us and subscribe so that you can see our future videos. I promise you there is something big coming up for our next review. Thanks!